Hi.
Oh, how are you?
Good. Good.
What is your name?
My name is Jack Pizzey, but my birth name is Walter. But that's the same name as my dad.
Okay.
So Jack is just my nickname.
Oh, so when did you come over to Canada?
Well, I was born in Hampshire, England on April 8th, 1880.
Okay.
But moved to Canada when I was 8 years old. So that means it was 1889. So Canada was already 22 years old.
Oh, so did your parents come at the same time as you did?
Here, why don't we take a seat and I'll explain the rest, okay?
Okay.
No, they didn't. My father came 1 year earlier.
Okay.
Before my mom, Clarissa, that was my mother's name, and my siblings, Dolly, John, Frank, and Winifred. And then Frank was born in Canada, Fred. And Fred, he served in the army, and when he came back, he just wasn't the same. Just the army did stuff to him that just wasn't very nice, so he just wasn't the same man. But yeah, Fred was born in Canada.
Okay. So what did your parents do for like a job?
My father, he was a cabinet maker that would work with wood over in England and was a very, very gifted carver. One of his things is he made a oak ceiling for in a house, and it took him 4 years to complete. It was just so detailed.
Oh my goodness.
And for my mother, what did she do now? Sorry, my memory's going. I can't quite remember, but yeah.
Okay, so where did you grow up?
I was born in England, and then when we moved over to Canada, we moved to Chelan, Manitoba, and that's where Bruce Graham lives now. There was 2 elevators in the 1900s there, and one was a pool, and I'm not sure the name of the other one, and then there's only 2 residents, one for each guy that worked at the elevator, and that was where my grandson, David Pizzey, took his first grain he had ever sold.
Oh, that's cool. I know lots of people had threshing units. Did you have one yourself?
Yeah, it's called the Pizzey Threshing Crew, and our tractor, it was powered, we would put straw in it like this. I was just spreading extra straw, but we would put straw in the tractor and it would burn up, and that's what would power the tractor to power the threshing unit.
Well, that's pretty cool. Do you know the meaning of Pizzey itself?
Yeah. All the Pizzey boys back in England, they really liked the ships that would sail by the sea there, and when one of the Spanish ships, Admiral Pizzey, sank off the shores of England, the boys, the Pizzey boys, they took Pizzey and they changed it to Pizzey. So yeah, it was sort of neat how that all turned out.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it sure is.
So did you ever marry?
Yes, I married Mary Ellen Elburn on January 1st, New Year's Day, in 1908, and had 5 kids. They were Francis, Dolly, John, Joseph, and Joseph is Benson's, Pizzey's great grandpa, and Albert, and they all went to Gambler School. Would you like to go see the old monument?
Well, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. I'll just finish spreading the straw, and then I'll take you over there.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. There, buddy. So this is the old cairn that represented Gambler School.
Okay.
And it was open from 1913 to 1960. And this cairn is this is the school that I went to, and my children went to, and also my grandchildren went to.
Okay. Neat. Would you be okay if I asked you about what the land was like back in the 1920s and 30s?
Oh yeah, sure, that would be great. Why don't we go back to my house to have a little bit more of a chat, and we can sit down so we're not out in the harsh wind here in the prairies.
That'd be great. So yeah, it'd be great to see what your house is like.
Yeah. Let's give her. Okay, so this is my house. don't we just take a seat on the porch and have a bit more of a chat?
Okay.
Abby?
Okay, so what did the land look like back then if you were across the prairies?
Well, there weren't very many trees because every summer, huge prairie fires would burn everything. We then would have to plow around the field so they could not burn. Also, there was so much opportunity on the prairies, like hunting, trapping, fishing, farming, foresting, and more. And hunting, you could hunt deer and bear and just so much stuff. It was just so great.
Okay.
You just have to love the prairies, all the different people you meet from different countries all over in Europe and other places. And the Aboriginals are so nice and caring, and they'll help you whenever you need it, and they're really hard workers. You just have to love it. And as kids, Father would take us down to the river to catch fish every Sunday, and that was down in the valley. And this time of year when the leaves are turning color, you just look across and it was just beautiful, all the different colors.
Yep.
Just so beautiful, Canada.
Okay, so if someone new was coming to Canada, what jobs could they get here?
Well, you could be a farmer or work at the sawmill just down the road over there.
Okay.
Or find a job in town pumping gas, or there's lots of teaching positions at some of the rural schools.
Yep. Oh, okay. So what was the hardest thing to change or get used from moving to England or whatever country to Canada where you were from?
Yeah, I think moving from England to Canada was the easiest because England sort of owned Canada, but picking the land was the hard part.
Okay.
Because lots of men would go by the valley because it was sandier and easier to plow up and work up. But when it got dry, it wasn't good at all. So you wanted the rich soil for the best crops, and it came at a price, and it was harder to plow. So it took more work and stuff. But
okay, well thank you very much. You never know, this may very well become your great-great-grandson's school project someday.
That's right, you never know.
Okay.
That was good.
1 year after we interviewed Jack, he got pneumonia and sadly he died. He'd scratch his nose so much because he couldn't breathe, it would start to bleed. But he lived a great and full life, and it was an amazing role model for generations to come. Thank you for watching.
I would just like to give a big thank you to Ethan Woitas for helping me, and all these facts about our family history were all true. And the sources I used were, I talked to my grandpa a lot and he gave me lots of facts, and also I looked in the Foxhorn District book for lots of answers too. So thank you very much for watching.